We are talking about, you already know, SmackDown owns LA Knight. Yeah! And why I feel like LA Knight should win and be Mr. Money in the Bank. LA Knight has been over with the crowd from different promotions besides WWE. TNA, Impact, and he was in NXT, being over on NXT, being like was it Mr. Million Dollar Man coming to SmackDown on the main roster, being over as fuck. Had a feud with Bray Wyatt, which we don't talk about because of how shitty and bad that shit was. And now that he been getting dodged opportunity after him not being on the WrestleMania card that he was supposed to be on at WrestleMania, and then just giving him dog water bullshit after dog water bullshit since he's been on the main roster. Just keep in mind, this is what everybody wanted. L.A. Knight. Everybody wanted him, including me. And when he went to the main roster, dog water doo doo. They haven't been putting this man on TV since recently. They haven't given him a singles push for any type of title since something like the Money in the Bank, the Money in the Bank ladder match, which is recently. And now all of a sudden they're putting, they're pushing LA Knight more because like last week on SmackDown, he had a great match for a great qualifying match to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match, and he had a exciting, energetic match with none other than the very best super high flyer Montez Ford, and that qualifying match was chef's kiss, a beautiful qualifying match, man. That's how qualifying matches should look like. Okay? That's how they should look like. Really fucking well done. And that one on paper was really well done. And that one in real life was executed well done. Because we were all like, was it LA Knight? Is it Montez? Is it LA? Montez? LA? Montez? Bruh. We did not know because both of them was going ham. Both of them was giving us a great hell of a match, and I loved each and every second of it. But even though a lot of us wanted both Montez and LA Knight to be in the Money in the Bank ladder match, because it would have been better if both of them was, but they put both of them against each other, which is not really what I wanted. But either way, LA Knight is in, the Money in the Bank ladder match. I'm like I said, I'm excited for him being in the Money in the Bank ladder match. It sucks that Montez Ford is not, because honestly, they could have put Montez Ford with someone else, and they could have put LA Knight with someone else, and then they could have battled it out at Money in the Bank. But it is what it is. But in the end, the bigger man, LA Knight, won the match, and now obviously, since he's now in the Money in the Bank ladder match, it is LA Knight's game because the crowd and the people in that match ain't ready for LA Knight. Yeah. And people, LA Knight needs to be Mr. Money in the Bank. He deserves to be Mr. Money in the Bank. If he is not Mr. Money in the Bank, I'm a scream. I'm a protest. I'm a dead ass protest against WWE. Like, you have the most over man on SmackDown, LA Knight. The most loved person on SmackDown, LA Knight. We're not talking about Roman. They end the subject. The most over person, the most over heel / face, because I don't even know what this man is, honestly. But either way, the man is the most over person on SmackDown right now. Everybody loves LA Knight. I love LA Knight. You love LA Knight. The universe loves LA Knight. Why'd you waited so long to give this man a push? Why? Why, Triple H? Why you waited so long to give this man a push? A push that he should have got since he got here. Let's be completely honest with you. A push that he should have gotten since he came here. Because he's since he's been on, the main roster, you have him lose and lose and lose and lose and lose and even more lose. Oh, guess what over that? Guess what's over there? Losing. You kept on putting this man in the loser bracket since this man stepped foot on the main roster. Just kept on making this man lose. And now all of a sudden you're gonna push this man to win. You should have pushed this man to win since he stepped in foot in the main roster, since he stepped his foot on SmackDown, to be completely honest with you. I mean, yeah, they're doing what they should have done a long ass time ago. And go, oh God, bro, like stop playing with my boy LA Knight, man. LA Knight is not one to play with. Like, oh God, he is not a person to play with at all when it comes to the ring. Like, he's been called up from the main roster from NXT, well, to the main roster from NXT since 2022. Since like what is he? He was called up from NXT in January of 2022, bro. And they put this man in a losing bracket for I don't even know, bro. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why. And obviously his chance, like besides everything else, bro, his chance, like yeah, and let me talk to you. Those chants get over so fucking hard, bro. Hella hard, bro. You cannot say this, man. He deserves it, bro. He had successful independent runs everywhere before like NXT, man. Before WWE was, even in his reach. Like, if you think about it, he was on another promotion from Impact. He was named Eli Drake, and then he had his successful debut in NXT in March of 2021, and then for full blown line, I think year or less than a year. I don't remember how long, but he was successful on NXT for because he was involved in good ass storylines that actually made sense. This is before Triple H took over, right? Not NXT, but this is before Triple H took over creative in the main roster. Like, he had such great storylines that made sense, including having the secret partnership with Ted DiBiase and winning the $1 million championship. And then obviously when he stepped up to the main roster, Bray Wyatt, which we don't talk about it, shitty ass first feud, by the way. Like, I would say this storyline wise, it was good. Match execution wise, it was god awful. Like that shit was trash as hell, bro. And then after that, now since that whole Royal Rumble appearance and him not getting being on the WrestleMania card, they just dogged this man like so hard, like hella hard. And then after, since then, he came back. He's been on TV a lot more often than usual now. But you put him in something like a good little tag team with Rick Booz. That shit didn't even last that long. Then he was that like obviously I think he squashed Rick Booz in his match. Obvious that's too obvious. And then obviously since then they've been like, okay, let's have this man win and have this man keep winning, which they should have done a long ass fucking time ago, which they haven't, which they're now doing that, which doesn't make sense, but it's WWE at the end of the day. And then obviously him winning Money in the Bank, that's if he 100% does, like, which he needs to. Let's just be completely honest, man. He needs to win Money in the Bank by a long shot. He needs to win, man. Like, this will solidify his career if he does win Money in the Bank. And bro, like I said, him with the crowd, him being over as much as the crowd loves his ass, is insane. like think about it. Him winning Money in the Bank means he would have like is one of the biggest achievements for any WWE superstar, including LA Knight. Like if you think about it, people like CM Punk, Seth Rollins did it, Dean Amber, like obviously, sorry, John Moxley did it, and obviously it helped them build them better. It helped them and helped them build them as like better stars for the future, which you can see it, right in this very moment. And think about it, bro. Like people like Carmella winning the SmackDown Women's Championship, and then Dolph Ziggler winning the World Heavyweight Championship, and like back in like I think what 2011, I think it was, and all of that shows because people have won the Money in the Bank ladder match, and this one match definitely could elevate his career. He can definitely elevate this career because obviously even if he wins the Money in the Bank briefcase, which I give it maybe a good 90% that he will win the briefcase, man. There's a good 10% that he probably won't, but 90% thinking that he will win the briefcase. Obviously, he can cash this in on anybody. He can cash this in on Gunther. He can cash this in on Theory. He can cash this in on Seth. Roman, probably not. You will lose to Roman indefinitely if you cash this in on Roman. But if you're gonna cash this in on anybody, cash this in on Seth Rollins. Oh God. As much as I want to see Seth Rollins stay the world heavyweight champion for a good long time, maybe a good year and a half, maybe 2 years, it's you're gonna like he's gonna have to cash in on Seth Rollins. That's the I come on. Him being think about it, him being world heavyweight champion this early, you know that would done to his career, bruh? Pew! Skyrocket up. He will go nothing but up. Shoot, you can run back a rematch with Montez Ford for that title. You can do AJ Styles, shoot us like a rematch with Seth Rollins, Damian Priest, Finn Balor, Bobby Lashley, Sheamus, Pete Dunne. Sorry, Butch. Forgot about that. And just that, there's many more other names I could even talk about, bro. Shoot, you could even give this one to Chad Gable if you want to. There's so much fresh new matches you would get, obviously, when your boy L.A. Knight, wins the briefcase. And also on top of that, wins the championship, the World Heavyweight Championship. Like, a lot of stuff can happen with this man. And furthermore, you got to think about if he cashes in on Roman, there is only a 5% chance, maybe not even that, maybe a 2% chance that he will win the belt with not and with like not well, yeah. Basically, there's a 2% chance of him winning the belt and a 98% chance of Roman staying champion with the help of Solo. So let's make that a 100% chance. And obviously, it's like you can give LA Knight a mid card title shot, but nah, he deserves to be world heavyweight champion. Like, oh God, you can just put this man as world heavyweight champion and just and it can further his career from there. But a lot of people do want him to further his career by getting a mid card title. So that's why like some people will think to cash in on a United States championship or the Intercontinental Championship, but I feel like he should go after the big dog, take a risk because shoot, like I said, risks are worth it, and that's one of the risks you can do is go after Seth Rollins. But it's whatever LA Knight wants to do. But overall, like I said, LA Knight deserves to be Mr. Money in the Bank. He deserves to win the Money in the Bank briefcase at Money in the Bank, July 1st in London. If he doesn't, like I said, we riot. Rewired. That's like two for like if you don't give this man a single like a great ass singles push with the Money in the Bank briefcase after he wins, we're rioting. Like on God, we're gonna riot with Chad and we're gonna riot with LA Knight because it's gonna be ridiculous if you don't push this man to win the Money in the Bank briefcase. Like you do all that, you hype him up for all that just for him to lose the Money in the Bank briefcase. Not even lose, but lose the match. If losing the briefcase, that's one thing. But losing the match to get the briefcase, you will not hear from me anymore, WWE, if that happens. I swear to God. If you have this man lose that match, lose that lose that Money in the Bank ladder match, I will never, never forgive WWE for this at all. I will never forgive WWE for putting us through that stuff, like, at all. Like, do what you got to do, Triple H, to make that happen. If not, I am definitely coming after you, Triple H, with a with text messages to the higher ups and say, Triple H, you know what you did was wrong, right? So I'm just going to see. I'm going to wait and see. Bet you better pull that trigger and have LA Knight be Mr. Money in the Bank. I'm just telling the truth.